Hello Pisces, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adriana and I'm going to give you a reading for the month of March. Now before I begin, I would like to say that this is a general reading for those with a sun, moon, or rising sign of Pisces, so it may not resonate with you personally. If it doesn't, feel free to check out one of my other videos, or you can look at my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description, where I do have it available to book me for a private tarot reading, or I do have numerology reports on there as well, and more listings are coming. But with that said, I also wanted to say that I will be beginning, hopefully today, or well, the day I'm recording this, which is the 26th, with weekly readings for the collective, for like the energies and what we need to know. So be on the lookout for that. And then to begin, for what it is that you need to know this month, we have the Tower. So seeing that changes are coming your way. There may be upheaval and like a collapse of foundations that you have in your life. So that could be like a job, or like a project that you're working on. Like a setback comes in for that, or it could also have to do with your relationships. But the second card that's coming for you is the Ace of Swords, which has to do with the mind. So whatever this is, I'm seeing that the solution for you, like a new, not necessarily a solution to fixing what you were having upheaval about, but a solution to an alternative action, if that makes sense. I'll try to give an example in a second. The mind is where you're going to find that solution. So if the issue that you're having is maybe, okay, here we go. Say you live in an apartment and you have rules for living in that apartment, and the rules are changed and you are not abiding by those rules. And that means that you may be evicted, or you'll have to find a new apartment to move into. That would be in a setback that's coming into your life, a problem. And what you are being told to do is to use your mind to come up with a solution. So can you come up with a way to reason through the issue? So if you can reason with your landlord to prove that you are not actually breaking this rule, or find a loophole to say that you're not breaking the rule, or that the rule doesn't apply in all cases, you could do that. Or perhaps you can use your mind to come up with different ways that you could stop breaking this rule, or different apartments that you could move into, or something like that. But you're being asked to think through the situation and use your mind rather than just taking action. So obviously, if you do need to move to another apartment, that is an action, but think through it first, and think if there are ways that you can reason through a situation rather than taking action. And I am so sorry that my cat is making a lot of noise at the door. Okay, but then for the third card that we have the Star. And this is showing that things are going to work out for you. Whatever that problem is going to resolve itself one way or another. And you are going to have choices from this. You will have new opportunities. And I'm getting, I noticed the shimmeriness of the water that's pouring out there on the bottom. You can't really see the shininess too well on the camera, but it is standing out to me. And I'm seeing that as like a brilliance. Like you will become shining in a way, a new, glimmer to yourself because of the results of this. And for what I pulled for what it is that you need to let go of this month, we have choices. You will find you have many choices entering your life. Choose wisely, for it will affect your future. You are now aware that you always have a choice. So I'm getting, you're going to have a lot of choices present themselves and opportunities, but you're going to have to choose one. You're going to have to narrow it down. But again, you can use your logical mind to reason through which option is the most beneficial for you and the most attractive to you. And then you're really going to shine. You're going to shine in whichever choice that you choose, but you need to choose instead of trying to hold on to all of them, because if you hold on to them, then you're going to just have, I was going to say you're not going to have, you're going to have a breaking foundation again, but you will not form the foundation to begin with. So perhaps you will come up with a lot of solutions. Perhaps you will find a lot of different apartments that you can move into. But if you do not choose one and actually put in an application, then you may lose all of them because you waited too long. So you need to let go of all of the possibilities and make a logical choice so that you can create a new foundation for yourself, and then you will be able to shine in the new route that you choose to go into. And then I pulled for what it is that you need to focus on this month. We have self-love. And this is connected with the card that I pulled for your romance and relationships, which was retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So I'm getting that this month is for you to focus on the relationship that you have with yourself. Focus on taking care of yourself and appreciating yourself and spending time with yourself, and that is going to then help you to form better relationships and have better interactions in those relationships moving forward. If you focus on yourself as well, perhaps you've been spending too much time being social, and you might have sort of lost yourself in a way, because I don't know if everyone does this, but I used to do it a lot when I was a kid, is I would sort of adapt myself to who it was that I was hanging out with, and I would realize later that I would start to be talk and sound like people that I had been spending time with. And so it's possible that if you spend too much time with others, that you can take on parts of them that are not truly yourself. And so by prioritizing yourself and spending some time retreated from those relationships, then you can come back to your true self without those aspects. And then I pulled two cards actually popped out for your business and finances. And for this, we have organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts. So again, we have your thoughts coming in. Your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. So you are being asked, told even in this card, to think things through, and then you'll come out to that brighter outcome. And then we have cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So, obviously, this means that you are supposed to actually communicate with other people and cooperate and not just retreat entirely away from the world then. But do that sparingly is the word that's coming in, and do it in the situations that are going to serve you. So do it in, in your work when you need to in order to complete that work that you need to. And yeah, so do it more out of necessity than for pleasure this month. But that doesn't mean that you can't have friendships, because I'm getting that too. Just prioritize the self-love aspect and the relationship with yourself. That is what's coming through. Is it's mainly the relationship. Reconnect with yourself. And if you need to take a break from other people to remember that relationship, then do so. And then what it is that you need to learn in March, we have address your addictions. And this can, obviously be the well-known addictions like, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. But it can also be less common or stereotypical things. So you might be addicted to spending time with other people. You might be addicted to drinking pop, or addicted to coffee, or addicted to going out to eat, or being addicted to reading even. Really, the definition of a addiction, well, I don't know what the official definition is, but when something is an addiction, it is something that is detrimental. It's taking something away from you. It is a habit, so something that you do more out of habit than something that you consciously decide that you want to do. And it is something that I had a third point and I lost it. Let me think. So, okay, well, it's something that you feel withdrawals from when you stop doing, right? So if you, I used the reading example. If you enjoy reading, and so it gives you pleasure, and you consciously choose, what am I going to do with my time? And you decide to read. And if you, have to take a few days away from reading, and you're fine, even if you're a little sad that you can't read, then I wouldn't consider that an addiction. But if it's something that is going to change your mood when you can't do it, then that's when it would be a problem. So if you take going out to eat as an example, and you get cravings to go to Taco Bell, but you can't. So you're having a craving. So, that's a sign of addiction. And then because you don't have it, you get cranky. And then you want to eat it on impulse more than making a conscious decision of, I want to go to Taco Bell. And then, you can't stop thinking about it when you're trying to do anything. Then that's a sign that you have an addiction for it. So addressing that and figuring out ways to replace those addictions with healthier options that aren't going to take things away from you. Because another thing about going out to eat, like Taco Bell, is you might be spending more money than you would if you weren't doing that. So addressing what is an addiction and in what ways that is impacting your life, and what alternatives you could come up with to do instead, and really thinking about if you want to take care of those addictions, or if you consider it worth holding on to. And okay, so lastly then, we have what it is that would benefit you to change in your thinking for this month. We have what are the odds, which is when you're worried about something bad happening, think about how likely that outcome really is. So actually, I can see this connected too with the logical mind. So if something comes up that is that seems to be a problem, think through it slowly about if it really is a problem. How likely is it to become a problem for you? And also, when you think about choices, you might think about the negative impacts that each of those choices might have on you. Think about the odds of those bad outcomes coming from those choices as well, to figure out which choice is going to be the best for you. And with that is the end of your reading for March. I hope to see you again in April. And if you did like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. But until then.